How's the cookie? You wanna know? It's the Oreo Review Show.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Good afternoon, you quivering morons, and welcome to the Oreo Review Show. If you're just tuning in, let me fill you up. I am a guy who eats a lot of Oreo cookies, and I give you my thoughts and opinions on them. And they are heavily biased, not objective opinions, so if that's what you're looking for, look elsewhere. But if you want the only person on the internet man enough to stick it to Nabisco, then you found the right place. Come back with me now to a time period known as 2007, in which Nabisco introduced a new product line, a new member of the Oreo family, the Cakester. Cakesters were a hit, I assume, but maybe not that much of a hit because they went away in 2012 and haven't been seen since. Until now, a decade later, Cakesters back, baby. These actually started rolling out not too long ago. They are now available nationwide, so you can walk into any retail market and pick up a sack of these Cakesters. I kind of just snorted in the back of my throat. I don't know if that picked up on the mic, but I was like this little, just part of my ongoing evolutionary process. What the fuck is a Cakester? Well, I guess it's like it's a soft, they say it's soft baked. It looks like this. It's like a cake version of an Oreo. And they proudly tell you that this is a soft baked twist on a classic. Have your cake and cookie too. I know I personally get enraged when dessert comes around and I can't decide between cake or cookie. Can't have both because that would be absurd. But now finally, here comes Nabisco to save the day. Cake meets Oreo. It was love at first bite. Opens on the side instead of the top. I don't know how much I like that because the printing is vertical, but you store it. I mean, it depends on your positioning in your pantry and everything, I guess, but if it could have had both options. I just feel like a top loaded. So they opted not to just throw a bunch of Cakesters in here loose. They are packaged individually, wrapped. You could easily throw this in your child's lunchbox, for example. These actually are labeled for individual sale, it looks like. I mean, it's got like the nutrition facts and everything like that on it. You could easily throw this into an aisle at a supermarket or 7-Eleven or whatever, and it'd look normal next to the candy bars and the whatnots. But they've decided they need to throw 4 of them into, 5 of them. I don't want to give you the wrong idea. There are 5 in there for the price, and make you open a package twice, essentially. I've opened one box, now I must open another box. To me, it's inconsiderate of my time. 2 to a package, 2, magic number. You know, it's roughly the size of a peanut butter cup, so I got no complaints on that front. And I'm holding one in my hand now. You can see it's got the traditional Oreo look to it in terms of the color and the balance. Now, I understand these proportions are not going to be directly comparable to that of an original Oreo cookie. This is cake, of course, not a cookie. But they did say I can have my cake and cookie too, so I'm not sure where that line exactly is going to be drawn. But, I mean, this is interesting because you can see there's more cream in here, if you can call this cream, than there would be in a regular Oreo. But the cookies themselves are thicker and puffier like cake. So maybe that will be okay. This is sloppy. I don't like this. It's got a soft feel to it, like you'd expect. It's kind of like a Hostess cupcake sort of a feel. I've never had the original Cakester, so I can't compare this to that if they've changed the formula in any way whatsoever. I'm going in blind. I'm a Cakester virgin. But you're going to see it right here, live, raw, and uncensored on camera as I bust that cherry wide open. Check this out. You absolutely got to 3-bite these. Maybe even, you know what? These are 4-biters. These are 4-biters. No question. I'll hear no arguments at this time. These are 4-biters. End of discussion. The Hostess cupcake comparison that I made, right on the money, uncannily so. Really kind of an awesome call on my part. I know what I'm doing here. It's that kind of thing exactly. It tastes like that little chocolate thing with the vanilla swirl on it. It's sort of adjacent to a Twinkie. It's that sort of a thing. Not more like the Hostess cupcake. It's not as soft as a Twinkie. There's a little more give. Now, I may have never had a Cakester before, but I have had an Oreo. And they do advertise these as Oreo Cakesters. I have to say, other than the general look of the thing resembling an Oreo, there's really not much to draw a comparison between these Cakesters and an Oreo cookie. This line about having your cake and cookie too, a complete fabrication. There's no crunch to this whatsoever. It's pure cake, 100% cake all the way. Some other company could have put these out and just called them Cakesters, and I don't think anyone would be up in arms accusing them of ripping off the Oreo cookie. It's nothing like that. We're talking about 130 calories for one of these Cakesters, and roughly 10 or 11 grams of sugar in one Cakester. Which, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. You could certainly get more mileage out of some Oreo cookies, but you know what? If you're looking at double stuffs or a limited edition flavor or something, not that much more mileage. It's not that big a leap for what is cake. It's not really that much more than a cookie. It's not too messy. It doesn't get on your fingers or anything. It doesn't split apart too much. The crumb factor is minimal. In terms of the construction, I think it's a well put together cake item. I don't know how I feel about the name Cakester. I guess I do. I guess I dislike it. It sounds like something that maybe like an emotionally abusive stepdad might say to their overweight stepson. Yeah, you want some Twinkies, you motherfucking Cakester? Come on, catch a ball, catch a ball. Why can't you catch a fucking ball? But it's sort of cute. Maybe we can take it back, turn it into something kindly. Oh, my little Cakesters. Maybe that's what I should call fans of the Oreo review show. Some of you are known as the three biters. I like three biters. But maybe I'll call you my little Cakesters. Maybe I'll call you my pieces of shit. I could call you my dumb fucks. I just hope that I never have to call you late for supper. I've talked construction, I've talked appearances. I think it's time to talk taste. The taste is acceptable. It is, it's nice. I enjoyed it while I was eating it. I will say, I think it lacks substance. It's been a few minutes now since I ate that first one, and it almost has a cotton candy-esque quality to it, wherein my mouth has completely forgotten that anything had entered into it, which is rare for me. Normally, something enters my mouth. I'm making a log of that. I am hyper aware of what's been in and out of there. These, it just feels like, yeah, I guess I had some dessert. I guess I had a sweet flavor for a minute, but it's evaporated. I mean, no trace of it. Nothing in my teeth, nothing on my tongue, nothing in my brain. At least that's what people say. The other thing is, when you open one of these packages, you have to eat both of them, right? I'm not putting one of these back, again, just loose without a wrapper around it. So you're making a commitment. You open a Cakester package, you're eating both of them. On the other hand, the advantage of the package, maybe it limits you a little bit, helps you restrain yourself, you know? You open up a box of Oreos and it's like, well, they're all right there for you for the picking. But here it's like, let me just take one of these, go back to my couch, and it's like, oh, I got to get up for more? Maybe 2 was enough for the night. So that's good. I'll be moving on now to my final review score for the Oreo Cakesters. This score ranges from 0 Oreos, which is not very good, to a full Oreo, which is actually very good. And I think I've summed it up thus far already, but I'll summarize even further now to say that the Oreo Cakesters are good. They're good. They are good. And maybe there's almost a nostalgic element to it it does feel like the kind of thing I'd have in my lunchbox, or I would grab as a snack after school as a kid. And hey, they came out in 2007, and I'm pretty young, and I was even younger then, so I kind of was just a little kid. So that's sort of what they're making me feel like. My only true objection to them is that I think for the calories they're given, like I said, it just doesn't feel super satisfying. Once you've had one, it kind of just feels like you want more. It does not linger on the tongue to the extent that you might hope for, but the taste it's good. It's not going to blow your mind, but it's satisfying, it's passable, it's inoffensive for sure, and there's no mess, no stress. It's a nice little product. I understand why they brought him back, and I could see myself picking these up from time to time and having them as a little bit of a snack now and again. I think that's nice. I think that's just fine. Pick these up, share them with your classmates or what have you. Oreo Cakesters, I'm going to give you a half a Cakester with cream. Which is pretty good. Again, it's about that fleeting experience. If they just would linger a little more, these could maybe even go up a grade. But also they're not weighing you down. So there's pros and cons, Cookie criticism is an art, not a science. But in this case, scientifically, objectively, 100%, this is a Cakester with cream. If there's one thing that Nabisco is not known for, it's restraint. In fact, they went ahead and put out a whole other kind of a Cakester alongside the Oreo version. Not necessarily Oreo related, but, fuck it. It's time for a bonus bite.
Bonus bite.
How's the cookie? You want to know? It's the Oreo Review Show.
Ho-cha-cha-cha-cha. The Nutter Butter. Sort of a sister cookie to the Oreo, I think. Another Nabisco staple. Never quite reached the heights of the Oreo, but it has its place. Peanut buttery, peanutty cookie, of course. You all know the Nutter and the butter. And now, of course, they have the Nutter Butter Cakesters. In fact, I saw these on shelves near me before I saw the Oreo version, which I thought was weird, but I don't know, they had some marketing deals in place or something. Anyway, all the packaging is exactly the same, a soft-baked twist on a classic. All that stuff is identical, except, of course, it's showing the Nutter Butter. It's showing the Nutter Butter version. It's made with real peanut butter. It's the same. It's the same thing. This one happens to have, I think, a little bit better cohesion. The cream is more adequately. It's still kind of, these are all just going to vary, just like the cookies, but even more so with these, it looks like they're kind of sloppy. So that's not my favorite thing. But let's see if the Nutter Butter Cakester is any better or worse than the Oreo version. It said to open here, but I opened over here because fuck you, that's why. It's exactly what you'd expect if you've had the Oreo Cakester and you know what peanut butter tastes like. It's that. They claim to use real peanut butter, and I believe that there is some real peanut butter, but it's buried in so many layers of chemicals and sugars and syrups that it just tastes just like artificial Nutter Butter peanut butter. I don't think it's quite as good as the Oreo version of it, but of course I am biased in that regard. So, if you love peanut butter or you love Nutter Butters and you like the cake concept, these are going to be fine for you. I got no real complaint with them, but since they're not Oreo related, I do have to take the grade down just a notch and give them half a Cakester without cream. So, they're okay. Again, there's 2 of them in there, so I don't really have a choice. I have to eat both. Cause having now consumed 4 of these Cakesters, maybe 4 is the sweet spot. Maybe that's what you need. You just got to have 2 packs of them, and then you're feeling good and you're feeling happy and you're feeling satisfied. My mind keeps returning to an old commercial slash PSA I remember when I was a kid for a fake product called Gopher Cakes. It was an anti-obesity ad, and there's this song, "Eat those gopher cakes till you explode." And the kids were just eating all these gopher cakes, and then they were like lethargic and sitting around like slobs. And it's supposed to make you not want to eat the gopher cakes, but I really very much desired those gopher cakes, and I wish they were an actual product. And there are, I think there's gopher cake-alikes out there you can find, and this is another one in that line, and I'm happy about it. I think we need more gopher cakes, not fewer. And good on you, Nabisco, for bringing these back. Don't take them away again. Why did you take them away? People love the Cakester. We want more cakes. If you little fucking Cakesters out there want to give me your thoughts and feelings on the cakes one way or another, do it in the comment section down below. You can also like the video. That'll make me feel all special inside. Or if you subscribe to the channel, even ring the bell. It'll actually then like tell you something. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you go check out these Cakesters. This has been my show. Oreo!
How's the cookie? You want to know? It's the Oreo Review Show.